Hey everybody and welcome back. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and this is the panel that we're going to be working on. Now you can buy panels for every season, for every reason at your quilt store, and they're quite cool. It's just one piece of fabric, and if you didn't know what to do with them, this video is going to show you how, so keep watching. All right, today we are going to be chatting about quilting on your embroidery machine, but on a panel. And some people, when you go to look at it, you might find it a little overwhelming. What are you going to put where? How are you going to do this? So I'm going to help you guys out with it. There's a whole bunch of ways we can do this one. So we're going to focus on some of the squares that are right in front of us. So I move my ruler. So you can see that some of them are different sizes. So we've got a big, this one is, let's see, almost 8 by 8. 8 by 8. And this one down here is quite a bit bigger, 10.5 by, nope, I'm off a little bit, 11 by 11. So that gives you options right there. Now you can, if you wanted to, you can do each of the squares separately. So I've printed out a couple things just to show you. Now this is Kimberbell Designs. Just let me shove there. It may be hard for you guys to see the picture. I'll try to enhance it. And this is an 8 by 8 design, so I could hoop for this one and use this as a template for it. So it's as easy as that. I'm going to pull it down so you guys can see it. So this is the one that's 8 by 8. And that would work pretty well. So then I would use that design on all the 8 by 8s. But what about the bigger one, the 11 by 11? I mean, you can find a design that big. I'm talking about this one right here. You can find a design that big, or you can make do and put it like this. See how nicely it fits in? Or if you have a 10 by 10, that would be close enough. So you can actually do that. So work with what you've got. That's what I always say. Now, Kimberbell has some really cute designs. This is a spider web, which I thought that would look great on just about any of the smaller squares. I just thought it would add a Halloweenness to it. So those two are Kimberbell. If I had the clear blue tiles, they're not available here yet. I think they're still on pre-order. This would be so easy because I could put the tile over it and just mark everything and then take it to the machine. But I don't have that yet, so working with what we got. So my second idea was the endless quilting. Now this is designs by Juju, and it's pumpkins, and it's really cute. And this is in the big hoop. And I thought that would be, you know, really easy to do. Start in the middle, work your way over, however you want to do it. But it doesn't quite fit even close. It's over too far, so that's not going to work for me. I mean, I could have tried it this way. It would be just about right on that. You could. So I measured from the first part of the top of the quilt to the bottom, and it's pretty close to 24 inches. So then I figured out 12 is the size that we want, and that's the one that I picked. I don't seem to have it here with me. So 12, and I'm going to do vertical 12 and 12, and then we'll just see it how it goes to the end. So I should have told you at the beginning how to prepare your fabric. So what you want to do is give your panel a good ironing, and then put it on the batting. And this is my crappy crap batting, so if it works that'll be great. And then we're gonna have a backing as well. So the backing is pretty on the back, so when you turn it over like this, you see the pretty side, so don't get it mixed up or else you'll have the back side of it, which doesn't actually matter, but you know. And always leave extra. This is what I have on my edges here, extra of everything. And we are going to take this panel all the way. We are going to put borders on it and finish it. So we're going to go through all of that. Now you can do the same procedure with any panel that you do. And something to keep in mind, for example, at Missouri Star, they have a line of Halloween fabric and they have panels that go with it. So you can literally have the fabric for the rest of it. So the borders and the binding, you can match it up, or you can add a little bit of quilting, that sort of thing. So, you know, they would have this fabric and all the like the stripes that we're seeing, or this orange background one. This one not specifically, but I'm just saying that you can do that, and I think that's ideal. And if you look, they have a couple of patterns that use the panel, and then they tell you how to do the outside, so some fancy quilting on it. And I really like it. So that's the dream. I got these here in Canada. I would bet that you could find these ones in any quilt store. So just pick your panel and try. It's actually a lot of fun. And it's nice because you get such a fancy print. And it's pretty cool. And it's going to look just as good as, you know, if you pieced it together. You just don't have to do the piecing. You do, however, get to do the embroidery. So I'm pretty happy about that. So now thread. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do the quilting. Now, if I was doing the blocks, I would probably pick some different colors here and there. Something that shows up a little bit, but not too bright, so it won't take out all of the details on this. Now, this says Happy Halloween, Spookalicious, and, you know, it's beautiful, actually. So I was kind of looking for maybe this color, like the background kind of dirt kind of color, but I had this one and it matches almost exactly. And I think that would look really good over the whole thing, but I'm not too fond of the yellowness of it. But if you look, it is kind of yellow. So that one's a maybe. I kind of think it might look really good. So another thing you can consider is variegated thread. Now this one is interesting. It has a bit of yellow, kind of like this one, a little bit of pink and a little bit of blue, but it's very subtle and very pale. And I think this would look really good, surprisingly good, on this, because it's a nice variation of colors. I'm not going to do this one though, but then I looked and I had brown. So the idea to me was to make it look kind of grungy. But I think this is too much brown and I think it would cover up the design too much. So I'm like, nah. And then I have a black, white, and gray variegated. Now I used this on one of the sweet pea designs for the quilting and it was stunning. But if you look at it, I think it's going to be too dark here. But if you want to do that, of course you can. So my next idea was just white. It is going to totally stand out. There really isn't a whole lot of white. I guess the skull over there, that sort of thing. So, nah to white, nah. The other options are a silver. There's a lot of grays and silvers in here, and I think this might work delightfully. So it's hard to decide which one to use, but I think I'm going to go and try this one. Now, the thing is, you can stitch out a little bit and look at it and then decide what you think. Because what's on the spool, it might look so good that I just cry, or it might look so terrible that I just cry. So it's hard to decide. Now, you can do all of the quilting in like metallic silver. You could do it in bright green. You can pretty much do anything you want. I think they will all look good. Okay, maybe not the bright green. That might not look the greatest. But all of these colors, I think these would look really good. But I'm going to try this color. It's kind of weird. It's PF421 Floriani. And it's kind of like a yellowy, brownish kind of color. And it's kind of pale. So I just think it'll blend and stand out a tiny bit so it wouldn't look terrible. So this is so much fun. We get to do the quilting. So once you get your fabric all prepared and the stabilizer, and I just have it sprayed together, and your backing. Now you don't need to use stabilizer, which is a nice thing. You've decided your plan of action and what you have and what will fit. And I decided on the vertical, and it's kind of like pumpkins and witches and ghosts, and I think it would look really good. So slightly smaller, again with the big hoop, it would be pretty easy to go this way on it instead of this way. My mind kind of thought this way, but this way would really work as well. So you can mix and match everything to make it fit. But I think the 8x12 hoop is going to be a little bit more manageable for me. And I think it's going to be awesome. So what I'm going to do here is I can either start at one end and work my way down, or I can start at the middle, which is approximately here. Either way, I mean, it's quilting. It's not gonna matter. Now I have my dime hoop, which I love, and I'm gonna take it out of its holder. And this makes in the hoop quilting super easy. And this is excellent. This is how you store it. This has to be in between the two, just so you know. Okay, so I'm aiming for somewhere in the middle. Now we can go over a little bit. If you don't have the projector, like on the luminaire, then you can use the clear blue tiles if you have your hands on them. Or you can use templates like I had and mark your starting points, and then you just hoop it accordingly. There you can use placement stickers. You can use one of my favorites, you can print and stick, which when you're doing the endless quilting where it all attaches, that would be fantastic because you can just put it down where you want it, remove it, stitch, and then you can stick it here. You could do your whole design with this, and I think that's fantastic. So if you have that, use that. Use what you have. You can do this. You could quilt this even on a 5x7 hoop. It's just going to take you a lot more hoopings. But if you're concerned about hooping, how many hoops that you do, maybe this style of quilting isn't for you, sort of thing. So I'm just putting the hoop in now. I do want to straighten it, so I've got a little corner tab there. And we're going to do this right at the machine for the next one. We're going to match it up. And for me, because I have the luminaire, I am going to use my projector, and I think that'll be really cool for this one. So let me get this straight. I don't want to start off crooked, and don't be afraid if you have to hoop a few times to get it looking straight. And so you can see too, I'm not really paying attention to the designs on it. Like, I'm not trying to center it in this. It's not how I'm doing this one. So that looks pretty good. It's going to slip into the hoop nicely. I'm approximately in the middle. I think I should have maybe looked better. Yeah, it looks like I'm in the middle. Middle-ish. Good enough. Now, before I bring my stitching to the machine, the hoop to the machine with these hoops, I like to feel and make sure it's lined up. You guys couldn't see, but the first time I put it down, it was about off about an inch. So I always do this on all sides. And see, I can just move it. I was actually a little bit off there, and I don't want to hit the hoop. So let's take this to the machine, and I'm going to show you guys how awesome this is. Bjorn, it's got to go. And I can turn off the light and then go back, and this will turn on again, and maybe we can all see it better. It's nighttime quilting. It's all dark. There we go. Well, I can see it better, and I'm pretty sure you guys can too. So let's move it up to the edge and check. So it's going to end here. So I would like that closer to the edge. So what I'm going to do, and this is where the these magnetic hoops come in handy. Now I can still keep my design on, and I can see where I'm putting it, my projector on. And there we go. So that is a help, and a help if you had your design placed. Now we can adjust it a little bit because I do want it straight. I think it's still a little bit off, but if you had, you know, marked it and checked it out with a template, you wouldn't have, you know, made that mistake, so to speak. And that's pretty good now. Now it's a little bit loose, so I'm just gonna pull it. You can pull a little bit, and I'm not gonna worry too much about this, although I think I want this a little flatter. So that's the beauty of these hoops. You can make the adjustments, and I think it's awesome. So let's just press and hold and go down. Yeah, I think I have it pretty well. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the little page thing, and I'm going to go back to page 4, and I'm going to turn light back on so you guys can see what I'm doing. Much better, isn't it? Okay, so I do have that light brown color in here, and you may be able to see it a little bit better. I could also turn on the light for you. That also makes it better. It'll turn back on just a sec. It's kind of attached. There we go, a little bit brighter. So I'm hoping this looks really good. So the connection is down at the bottom, and then we're going to hoop it again. So let's get this party started. There we go. Nice. I think I'm going to like this color. So far, so good. Isn't this a cute design? So make sure you tape your edges so we don't have trouble like that. You can see it's kind of pushed everything, but that's okay. It's part of quilting. So that's a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern it's stitching out. So you can see the quilting, but it's not crazy colored. I kind of like it, actually. It's going to blend really nicely into there and show up enough everywhere else. So I should have added more tape. Don't put your fingers like I do. Take a minute and add the tape, please. There we go. That is looking good. Everything's moving nicely. It's not too big. I didn't need to get my weightless quilter out, which is an amazing piece of accessory, I guess is the right word. I can't wait to try the clear blue tiles from Kimberbell, even though I have my wonderful projector, which you can see is awesome. For the next one, I'll do a scan and show you that way for the Stellaire users and the McDreamy users. Yes, I do miss McDreamy a little bit, but he did go to a happy home, so just saying. So this is beautiful quilting. Now, you don't have to do Halloween quilting just because this is Halloween quilting, but Halloween panels, sorry. Probably no one will notice unless you do it really in contrasting colors, but you never know. You never know. I know it's there, and it's super cute. So it's fun working with panels. You can put a lot of hard work into it and have it look fantastic. And generally, people don't really notice that it's a panel. Now, that took 3 minutes. Happy music. And then we are going to move it up. Lovely that we can see right there. Right there. Can you see it? Oh, it's a little bit off. You can see exactly where we're aiming for. So I just move my hoop up and then I move the fabric up. Now, we're not aiming for there. We got to go kind of in the middle sort of thing. So I'm just going to feel around and we can make our adjustments as we go along. But it would be so much faster if you had everything marked, because then you would know if you had a mark here, just line that up as it is and then you're done. And I am going to turn the light off. So we have some dark stuff. I'm going to turn the extra light off as well. And I'm going to make everything match up. Hopefully. Please wait a while. Okay, that's awesome. So what I'm concerned about is up here. So right at the top. And look, I was pretty darn close. So that's better. I should have planned it knowing that this is at the top. Now look, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it's only a hair off. So I can move it just a bit. And I'm not sure if I can move it up a bit, but I should be able to get this right on. Now we don't have a whole lot of wiggle room because I'm using a hoop that fits, so we might get stuck here a little bit. Isn't that good? I'm pretty happy with that. So that was easy. I think it's going to match almost exactly. I could move it up so it's a little closer. And, you know, just go for absolute perfection. Now, you can hear that noise. That means that's it. We can't move it over anymore. Let's go down to the bottom. And we're pretty good there. It's not going to go off like the top part. I still am going to tape it down though. I don't want to make that mistake again. I got lucky because I was sitting right here, but you know, my Kimberbell tape, might as well use it. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go back to page 4 and turn on the light. Page 4. Whoops, 4. Light on. Now you guys can see. And secondary light. It'll turn back on. And I do believe we're ready to go. So I should be really close. It's kind of cool. Oh, we're going to start at the bottom. That's fine. I don't know why. Oh, probably because I flipped it. That's perfect because we are going to put a border on it, so that'll be close enough. Look how it looks here. Isn't that nice? So you can see how easy this is to do, and there's so many different ways of setting it up that, you know, whatever kind of machine you have, you can do it. I really do like the luminaire and I like the projector, but it's not necessarily any better than marking it with a snowman. I'm gonna try marking a couple with a snowman and see what I think. But I really do like the projector. I'm hoping that by the time we get to the top, that it matches. So this is going to be really cute. Now, this could be a table runner. This could be a wall hanging. I've seen people like cut out these squares and make different things with them, put them together in a different way, or put fabric in between or something like that. So many things you can do. I'm going to get a couple more for Christmas or maybe a fall one, and we can work on that too. I do have to get back to my Stitch Delight leaves, and so I can start on the bloom one. I heard that a certain Santa mom would like one for Christmas, so whew, I better get better at it by then for sure. So I do love the 3-minute stitch out, and you can see it's a jack-o'-lantern. I really like it. I'm glad I went with the color that I did. It's you'll be able to see it's quilted. So in the next video, we're going to be working on the borders, and we're going to go over cutting them again and attaching them, so maybe a little bit of sewing going on with us, and it's awesome. Just so we can finish it off. I'm just waiting for the end to see how well I got it matched up. It's a test. Such cute designs. It's perfect. Or pretty close anyways. Now we're going to go back to happy music. Tiny smidgen off. Tiny, tiny smidgen off. Look at that. Just a little bit. Now nobody's going to notice that, but I'm going to aim for a little bit better the next one. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys will quilt in your embroidery machine using panels. It's a whole ton of fun. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, head over to the OML Embroidery University Facebook group, and I'll be happy to help. See you guys in the next video. Bye!